Morning after, had to gather my thoughts last night because I was all over the place. And this morning, the only phrase I can come up with to describe what we're doing as a club at the moment is self-sabotage. We're effectively turning what should have been a pretty straightforward title win into a title race for no reason against a Man City team who pretty much, I reckon, after they lost against United last week, would have likely given up. But no. Arsenal said, we see your loss and we're going to raise you to a home loss against Man United. I just can't believe, to be honest, that we've picked up 2 points out of 9 at a time when we could have gone maybe 10 or 12 points clear of the league. And for me, that's just self-sabotage. There's all these questions and you get all these comments about Arsenal being bottle jobs, and usually we wait until February, March to bottle leagues, but we're actually doing it in January this time. It's pretty amazing. The biggest concern is that I'm not surprised at the moment that we're dropping points, and I'm not surprised that we're struggling to come back in games like yesterday because we are so predictable up top. We are flat in the attack. We went 2-1 down yesterday. We're going to go for it, pressure them, shots, etc. Our patterns of play are so repetitive and predictable that there's now a benchmark or a system to play against Arsenal. And every team is clocking it. Nottingham Forest clocked it, Liverpool, when they played us at home, clocked it. United clocked it yesterday, and I worry that now the formula is there on how to play against Arsenal. Is soak up that 20 minutes of pressure when we just rotate the ball, keep the ball, maybe score a set piece. But if we don't get that goal from a set piece, then you can soak up that pressure and build out against us. And that is that's what teams are doing, and it's on Arteta now to find another way, rebuild the attack, and however which way you do that, you need to find out how to get players like Eze and these guys involved, because there's no point spending 65 million on Eze, just keeping him on the bench and only relying on him after 60 minutes when your captain and your number 10 is just stinking the place out again. And there needs to be a wider conversation now on Martin Odegaard, because I've been saying it for a couple of years. He should not be our captain. He should not be our captain. He hasn't got that captaincy element to him, that grit, that determination. And the conversation used to be, but he leads by example. I get it. When Arsenal are preparing to go for, to challenge for the league, or when forget even challenging for the league. If Arteta wanted to use him to be like, you set the standards, the way you train, the way you play, your intensity, whatever. But that's at the beginning of a project. You keep someone like him as a captain just to set the standards in the club. But when you're now moving to the elite level, where you have to be winning leagues, Champions Leagues, winning games, then you need a proper captain. And we have one staring at us in the face. It's Declan Rice. It's very clear. I think the players probably know it. The club knows it. The fans know it. And it just makes us look weak, having someone like Odegaard as captain, and you're hooking him off at 55 minutes. Who takes off their captain when your backs are against the wall and you need a goal? He's our number 10, he's our captain. We hooked him off, and that is an indictment on him for just a run of shit games. And I think there's a perception amongst rival fans that Odegaard is a good player and he's quality, and he's to be compared to De Bruyne, but he's been bad for a while, and he does the odd thing which makes it look like he's still on that level. But overall, he's someone who goes missing when the going gets tough. He doesn't get involved. And yesterday our backs were against the wall, and we are always relying on players like Declan Rice when that happens, because he's the one who grabs the ball, presses from the front, takes us forward. Declan Rice might not always be there. He might not always drag us out of a bad position, but he sure as hell is the one who puts himself at the front line. And Odegaard, unfortunately, just doesn't do that. I think a wider conversation just has to happen now around Odegaard's place in the team, around how he fits into our system going forwards, because as long as we have him, this methodical, robotic style of churning the ball, recycling the ball without ever looking like you're going to penetrate a defence, that will continue, because he is the key cog of that. Side to side, side to side, side to side, side to backwards. At one point I saw him after we scored. He was on just past the halfway line and he just smashed the ball back to Raya. And it was like, that is sending out the message to the team that we are going to play conservatively. And as soon as we scored yesterday, the self-sabotage just came into play. We just started doing the weirdest things on the ball. Giving the ball away, stray passes, looking like we're under pressure when we're not. Saliba, Zubamendi, players who you rely on. And you know what? They can make mistakes. Good players can make mistakes. But it was just a collective, pressure. And for the first time this season, I went, these lot are going to bottle it. And that was when we were 1-0 up. I said, these lot are going to bottle it. And then lo and behold, we give Man United a goal out of nothing. And then everything changes, and every bit of pressure and every sort of mental weakness that the players have been thinking about, or the fans have been thinking about, it all started falling down on us, and you could see them drown. They were drowning on the pitch, and they didn't have any solution on how to attack Man United. And essentially they scored 2 bangers, United, to be fair to them. To be fair, they scored 2 bangers and we gave them one of them. So it's not like they are, were sort of breaking us down and smashing us up, but they looked a lot more fluid up front. They were playing as a collective, 1s, 2s, playing close by to each other. Bruno Fernandes is just world class. I'd love to have him at Arsenal instead of Odegaard, but he played this role of being a centrepiece, and they were playing off him. And if you look at when Arsenal play, our patterns of play, the players are all separated. There's no triangles or pairs of 1s and 2s and all that, how White and Saka used to bounce off each other. It's all very much get the ball and just try and get it out to Saka as quick as possible. And if he beats his man and he'll cross it in, maybe we have a chance, and if not, he'll go back and then we recycle again. And what that does, it creates complete control, but it's like fake control. It's fake possession. Stats look good, but we never look like we're creating a chance, and hence why our shots on target, probably attempts on goal, are probably so low. It takes us ages to even get a shot off in a game. And we've gone from adding set pieces to our arsenal of how to create goals to just purely relying on set pieces to score goals. I only ever felt like we were going to score when we got a corner. We are celebrating corners. Arsenal fans are celebrating corners, and that is pathetic for a big club. Thank God I didn't see those long throws from Declan Rice yesterday that barely even reached the box, because that is just another rubbish way of us turning into this set piece team. And we all take the piss, Arsenal fans, about being set piece FC and score from another corner, and we love it when it works, but it's just getting to the point where we are relying on it instead of making it an extra element to our game, and that's unacceptable. You cannot win leagues relying on hoofing the ball into the box. Sorry. And Arteta, it's on you, brother. You need to come up with a way for us to shake this up, because we're 4 points clear right now. That will very quickly turn into either being level on points with City, who, by the way, are not even that good this year. They've signed Gay and Semenyo, but they're still not that good. And we've somehow created a title race when there was never one to be had. There should not be a title race. But we've turned it into one, and I guess it's the Arsenal way. I don't really know what else to say. We need to just shake things up. We're still in every competition. We're still going strong in every competition. We can still win things, but for God's sakes, change things up, Arteta. It's no use sending on 4 players on 60 minutes and trying to make a statement, because even then you're not taking full risk, are you? You're just doing like for like subs. It's not like you're taking off a defender or a central midfielder to put on a striker. You're not fully going for it, and that handbrake is firmly on still. There's that risk element is still there, where he's just so risk averse. You can see in his management style, and you can't just shift that halfway through a game. You can't just go to players, oh, we're losing now, let's go gung-ho and go for it, because the players are used to you telling them probably that you if you can't win it, draw it, and maintain control and maintain possession. But sometimes, man, just fucking go for it. Just go for it. Stick on every striker you have. Keep Jesus on. Put Gyökeres, but put them all on. Just put them all on. Go for Man United, because we needed to win yesterday and we ended up losing. And yeah, it's even worse than we feared, because losing to Man United at home is, I mean, they got the worst fans in the world, haven't they, to be honest. It's all over us. Come out the woodwork now after their rubbish season. But yeah, next week against Leeds, it's a must win. I want to see a complete revamp of the team. I need to see players like Eze and these guys being involved in the starting lineup, even if that means starting with Odegaard or replacing him. But I don't want to see Odegaard as our sole 10 anymore. We need to get some fluidity in the attack, and it probably means getting Eze and Saka, etc. together and involved, and just starting again. It's not all doom and gloom. City have got some hard fixtures coming up, but we need to focus on us, and there's no point in looking at the points total unless we start playing properly, because we'll mess this up if we keep playing the way we do. Anyways, we're doing a pre-match before Leeds. Hopefully I'll be a bit more optimistic then, but for now, that's it.